Okay, I think we are on now. Do you want me to see when I call it to order again? Are you good? Okay, awesome. Okay, I'll start the roll call attendance. I think first is computer science.
Hi, this is Micah. All my access needs are met.
Thank you. Engineering. Engineering. Adam. No, Adam. Mechatronics.
Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Aiden, and all my needs are met.
Thank you. Software systems.
Hi, I am Fabian and all my access needs are met.
Thank you. SAS.
Name is Aya, pronouns he, him, his, all my access needs are met.
Thank you. Cognitive science.
Hi everyone, my name is Bhuvan and I'm the cognitive science counselor. My access needs are met.
Awesome, thank you. Quinn.
My name is Henry, pronouns he and his. All my access needs are just fine.
Econ.
Hello, I'm Hamza Isa. All my access needs are met.
Awesome, thank you. English. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, I'll move on. GSWS.
Hi, I'm Jesleen and all my access needs are met.
You. Indigenous studies.
Evan, all access needs are met.
So thank you. International studies.
Iago, all needs met.
Thank you. Labor studies.
Hi, my name is Mamdu. All my access needs are met.
Thank you. Philosophy.
I'm here.
Sorry. Linguistics.
Hi, I'm Amari and all my access needs are met.
Awesome. Philosophy.
Hello, Ashley, they, she pronouns, all my access needs are met for today.
Thank you. Political science.
Hi, I'm Melek. All my access needs are met.
Thank you. English.
That's earth science.
Yes, I see. Don't think we did the SFSS. No, right on the folder. Yeah. I'll circle back.
No, he's earth science from concern, yeah.
Oh, we haven't gone. Okay, thank you.
You're probably the old stuff.
Yeah. Business.
Hi, my name is Meha Sidhu. I go by she, her pronouns and all my access needs have been met.
Thank you. Interactive arts.
Yeah, hi, my name is Caleb and all my access needs are met.
Thank you. Education.
Hi, my name is Shibali. My pronouns are she, her, and all my access needs are met.
Thank you. ASSU.
Hi, everyone. Grayson Bark, he, him pronouns. All my access needs are met. Just a small point. ESSU, I think, is earth science. It should be EVSCSU in brackets next to environmental science. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Archaeology.
Hi, my name is Nina. My pronouns are she, her, and all my accessibility needs are met.
Thank you. Geography.
Jeffrey for geography. How will the meeting actually work with like doing lists and direct responses? But besides that, access needs are met.
That's why I just grabbed a pen.
So Sam will be taking care of that today. Health science,
Hi, I'm Sharon. I'm here and I'm all my access needs are met.
thank you. Sus,
Hi guys, it's Catherine, she, her pronouns, all access needs are met. Thank you.
behavioral and neuroscience,
Hi everyone, my name is Arthi, pronouns are she, her. As for my access needs, I might just have to leave the meeting a little bit early because I have a really bad migraine. Thank you.
thank you. Biomed,
Hi, my name is Miriam and all my access needs are met.
thank you. Chemistry,
In the chat.
Hi, Landy, who is our representative, is not here today, so I'm the vice president. I'm stepping in for him today.
okay, awesome, thank you. Data science,
Hey guys, Pranay here. All my access needs are met.
thank you. Earth science, he says his name is Eden, EM, all access needs are met, currently deployed in the tropics, thunderstorms present, may have Wi-Fi, present, may have Wi-Fi issues. Thank you. MBB,
Ariana here, she, her pronouns, all needs met.
thank you. Moving on to CG's DNA. DNA?
I don't know that NP is around.
No. Okay.
And
DNA? Okay. I believe Chris sent us regrets.
Yes.
Soka?
Hello, my name is Emmanuel. All access needs are met.
Thank you. Women's Center?
Hi everyone, my name is Noor or Granor. My pronouns are she, her, and all my access needs are met.
Awesome, thank you. SF Perk? SF Perk? Okay, moving on to executive. VP internal.
hi all, my name is Sam, pronouns he, him, all my access needs are met.
Thank you. VP finance.
Hi, name's Simmer. She, her pronouns, all access needs are met. My camera is just kind of flicky off right now, so if I can get that working, I'll turn it on.
Thank you. VP university.
Hi, I'm Rishu. He, him, all access needs are met.
VP external.
Hi, it's Joel. He, him pronouns. Access needs are met.
VP equity.
Hi, my name's Chloe, pronouns she, her. All my access needs are met.
Thank you, Chloe. VP events.
Hi, my name is Chitranj, pronouns he, him. All my access needs are met.
Thank you. And then finally, my name is Emmanuel. EM is all my access needs are met. Is there anyone, oh, Rebecca says she's present, as a per counselor, access needs are met. Is there anyone in the meeting, that I didn't call?
I am half here. Meeting minutes for out on campus have not been properly submitted yet.
And then is all your documents in?
Yeah, I did send it in, but I can do that again if there was an error or something.
It's RHA. And then I see biology online. Biology, did you get your forms in?
Missing consent.
RHA, apparently you're missing consent form.
I can resend it.
Sounds good. Just can't join any committees today, but there'll be spaces left over.
Biology said your forms are.
Um, On our side, we don't have.
Hasn't submitted. Biology is a recurring counselor, so perhaps he's confused and is thinking he has to resubmit them, maybe that.
It doesn't, within our records, we don't have an election day.
Yeah, he might not have resubmitted. I think so. He has, because he was a counselor last year.
Oh,
Okay. Sounds good. So biology, maybe check in with your DSU and see if you could resend that in. Adam, I think I did call, but Adam said they're present. And access needs are met. I think Simmer, as a reminder for people who don't have your documents in, you'll be getting your stipends mid-June. Okay, moving on to staff. Operations organizer.
My name is Cindy, pronouns she, her, access needs are met.
Awesome. I think it'd be easier, so I'll move on. Admin assistant.
Hi, my name is Hope, pronouns she, her.
Awesome, thank you. We have one regret today from FNMISA. I know on your agenda it might says BP external, but that will be changed. BP external is present. There was someone else that had regrets. Oh, chemistry, but they said they.
Chemistry added regrets, we do need to amend on.
But they sent the delegate, no?
We still need to put in there, to say that they're not there, but their alternate is.
Okay. So FNMISA sends regrets, chemistry counselor also sends regrets, but they do have an alternate in today. Oh, sorry, PD is here. She says, sheer access needs it. Thanks, PD. Okay. Moving on to consent agenda. Be resolved to adopt the following consent agenda by unanimous consent. I move. I need a second. VP internal seconds. Any discussion on these?
Yeah, the last item on the minutes, BCC 2024, November 17th. I think that's a topographical error.
Yes. Because we're not yet in November. Is that supposed to say 2023?
So if a member objects to it, then it is removed from the consent agenda and we can postpone it to be dealt with at a later point, but it goes into new business, I believe. That's the Robert's rules.
Okay, so you want to strike BCC off?
I think we need to bring it into, it becomes a new business item. If because the formal process is I objects to it, and then it is removed from the consent agenda because it's no longer unanimous consent.
Would it have to be a new item though, since technically it doesn't exist?
It doesn't exist.
Make it a new item then amend it.
So, yeah. I don't think so. I think it is November 2023 though.
Okay.
Based on my recollection of last time, Vancouver campus met.
That would make sense.
Okay, so could we just take it off for now? Okay. So I guess I will move to strike BCC off of this consent agenda list. My second, any discussions about this, any objections? Okay, seeing none, seeking unanimous consent to take BCC off. Seeing no dissent, motion's carried unanimously. Back to the motion. Any other objections, discussion? Okay, seeing none, seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion for consent agenda is approved.
Just to be sure, the consent agenda, did that also include 4.1, 2, and 1, 3?
Ratification of grant.
Yeah, since that would have to be amended to strike the VP external and include the chemistry also.
It is, we just, we should suspend this add. And to strike. That landing.
I guess you move for that,
Um,
to suspend the rules.
yep.
Nice.
Yep.
VP internal moves to suspend the rules. I second, any objections? Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. I move to strike off, regrets for VP external and replace it with, ratify regrets from, chemistry counselor. I know second.
I'll second.
VP University seconds, any discussion? Seeing none, seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, that motion is carried unanimously. Moving on, adoption of the agenda. Be resolved to adopt the agenda as presented. I move. VP University seconds. Any amendments, discussion?
Internal list.
VP internal.
I have a number of amendments. Let me just paste them in the chat. A second, there are a couple of committees that we didn't add last time that we need to add today, so those are getting added now. And a couple of committees where there's some permanent space on them, so.
Okay, so Sam moves to amend on accessibility committee elections. Black, Indigenous, and People of Color Committee elections, Equity and Sustainability Committee elections, HR and Personal Subcommittee elections, Space and Oversight Committee elections, University and Academic Affairs Committee elections. I think that is it.
Yep.
That's it.
My apologies, I had one more, but in my email I have lost it, so I'm just going to rewrite it because as those of y'all from last year will remember, we need a vice chair.
No, it was done last meeting.
Okay, we might have, I thought we had one or more spots available on it. I might have put the wrong number of spots on it. Because when I checked it this morning, there was a little bit, there was one spot left, I think.
Chloe, was your committee done last week?
I'm not actually sure about that one. For accessibility, you're asking?
Yes, equity and sustainability.
I'm not sure. I know some of them got pushed because
Wasn't
counselors didn't have their forms, but I'm not sure which ones did and which ones didn't.
I made a mistake on the equity and sustainability one. It was partially done. Instead of having 5 spots available, the way that it currently rates, it actually has 1 vacant counselor spot left. It was done because, yes, Jesseline, you were appointed on. There's still 1 vacant spot, so we still need to do an election for that vacant spot.
Okay, sounds good.
And then the last one that Sam is adding on is vice chair elections. Anyone seconds? VP University seconds. Any discussion or opposed? Anyone opposed to these amendments?
Supposed to be including vice chair to like the top of whole business. Just so get that over with.
Yeah, the vice chair very first. And the second, yeah.
Sure.
It's a funny side we don't have to go through the process.
Okay, seeing none, seeking unanimous consent on this amendment, if you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion's carried unanimously. Any other amendments? Seeing none, I'm gonna seek unanimous consent to adopt the agenda as amended. Any dissents, abstentions? Seeing none, motion carried unanimously. No, we are not moving the committee elections. Reports from committee, I don't believe there's any yet. Yes, PSU, you're allowed to sit in the meeting, even though you're documenting not in yet. Reports from committee, I don't believe there's any yet, except execs.
That's if Chloe should speak to that one to start.
Was that what she wanted to do? Oh, Chloe?
Hello, I can't really hear you guys super well.
Probably means we need to speak up louder. Can you hear me better when I speak like this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Chloe, we're on executive reports.
Yes, are you gonna screen share?
Did you send me the file?
Yeah, I sent it in the group chat if you got it, but I can send it to your email if you want.
I could also just give you calls and you could share if you want.
Sure, if you want. Actually, I'm on my phone. I don't know how to do that on my phone.
It doesn't work in the vehicle. I've tried.
I can do
Ashitron, could you do it?
Yep.
Oh, thank you. I'll give you
Thank
calls.
you.
You should be able to share now.
Yep. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, we could see it.
Yep.
Okay, do you want me to move forward?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, I guess I'm first. We've been for the past 2 weeks, to do some things that your executive team has been up to. And for myself, I've had some staff meetings, we had our exec committee meetings. We're also dealing with some contract renewals and contract changes there. Also met with staff for the building. Also had another committee meeting for joint health and safety for the building as well. Myself and VP Internal attended a conference in Montreal this past week. The picture on the left there, I lost my baggage on the trip. Well, the airline lost my baggage on the trip, and that was the picture of when it finally arrived a full day later. Next, we also had an ABCS conference that we attended this past weekend as well in UBC. It was about training for lobbying and also a point to network and connect with other student leaders in BC. I also met with SFU President Joy Johnson and BPSI Romana, and we talked about the issues facing both the institution and also the SFSS that we could collaborate to work on together. And then, of course, as the staff liaison officer, I also dealt with work and dealing with any staff-related concern issues or topics. And then I also work with our operations manager, Cindy, to deal with things relating to the operation of the SFSS and the sub-building and so forth. Yeah, that's about it for me. Shatranj, next slide. VP Internal.
Yes. So, my updates. As pointed out there, in the last 2 weeks, I've turned 20. And very similar to the president, I've been at exec meetings, attended the staff meeting, and have gone to the Montreal trip. It was quite good, learned a lot more about our insurance and our healthcare file. As also shown in that photo, I learned a lot about East Coast Canadian rainstorms and how they happen on brilliantly sunny days. As seen in the photo. With the student care trip, it was day one of a lot of learning about international trends on student care and how the recent federal changes, both to international students and with the health and prescription drug and dental plans, will affect our own plans. So that was very interesting. Day two was a lot more like process sharing and networking with executives from across the country. It was really interesting to learn how everyone does it from UBC just down the road to University of Ottawa. That was good. This week, since I got back, I've mostly been doing admin work and working on things like the new structure of the council agenda that you guys noticed. That's about it for me.
Next slide, Shatranj. VP University.
First of all, I'd like to thank our VP Equity, Chloe, for making this beautiful presentation. Great pictures, so yeah. So I'd like to explain some of these pictures. The picture on the far right is of me, Manuel, and Sam. This is the conference we had actually before we got into our office. Middle one is done by our comms team, and the picture on the left is me and my girlfriend. Apart from that, things that I've been up to is first, I was able to achieve first of my goals that was promised in my campaign, which was about increasing transparency, and secondly, about making the executive team more accessible. So I was able to pass the motion about a suggestion box in the sub. We're working on that now, just the physical process is left. Looking at cheap options all over the internet, and hopefully we can get it running as soon as possible. Apart from that, I had an opportunity to help out in Clubs Day with all the other executives. It gave me an opportunity to talk to a lot of new students coming in during the summer term, and we were able to advertise about the SFSS during the Clubs Day, and that was pretty fun. Of course, Clubs Day is always fun. Apart from that, me and VP Internal Sam, we went to the Youth Congress conference this past weekend. We got the opportunity to meet a lot of renowned leaders from all over the world with a expectation or maybe like an opportunity to hold the conference in SFU next year. But that is something the executive committee needs to decide on. Another fun conference. Apart from that, just meetings, admin work, and me and Joel actually had the opportunity to meet with the AVP external, Shobna. Fun conversation. We tried to meet with the president, Joey Johnson, as well, but we could not get a hold of her on the day. We also met with the research assistant a few days ago, and we are planning to make research more accessible for all students across the university. And I feel like SFSS can play a big role in advertising this opportunity to students. Apart from that, yeah, nothing much. Just settling in slowly, getting hang of things now.
Thank you. Next slide. VP Finance.
Yeah, so overall, just the usual exec and staff meetings, and then also meeting with some student clubs and departmental student unions regarding what the funding goals will look like for next year, and just hearing what they really have planned as for their yearly plan. Meeting with the dental program managers just regarding what the current plan looks like and how we can further improve it, what the fees might look like, and that kind of stuff. Meeting the finance coordinators regarding the budget, as that will come out by the end of June, and just seeing where we can make improvements and hopefully take care of those numbers as necessary. Also discussing appeals processes with clubs and services programs to set, I wrote that wrong, but guidelines, and just goals going forward throughout the year. Lots of signing things, which I expect throughout the year. So hopefully you guys will get your paychecks and stipends soon. On the right, Chloe put that picture of the 3-0 there. I was not expecting that, so that kind of makes me sad. Yeah, we're out of the playoffs. Go Dallas. On the top is my friend is Polish, and she was dancing at a Polish festival, so me and my other friends went to go support her. And the right is one of the conferences that the team attended, and just regarding like AI impact and everything they learned from that training session.
Awesome, thank you. Next slide. VP Events.
Hi, so yeah, really long couple of weeks. I had enough coffee to power a small city. I'm still having coffee. It's been a long couple of weeks. And we had 3 days of the club stays, 14th, 15th, and 16th. That went really great. Most of you must have come and met us on the days, and it was a really great experience. First one for the day, so we are looking up for the year. And I visited Costco too many times for organizing Munchie Mondays, which has already started as of this week. Thanks to VP UAA Rishu for running it on my behalf. And yay, party time. We are bringing back club nights to SFSS. So our very first club night is May 31st. And I hope I see you all there. Yeah, pretty much that. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Next slide. VP Equity.
Hello. So, yes, lots of meetings, lots of preliminary meetings for new projects, which is very exciting. I attended the first SOCA and FNMISA meetings of the semester. which they both had really good snacks and everybody was really nice. I met with the out on campus and women's center coordinators, especially working towards settling student services and like meeting students' needs after a lot of the SFU layoffs. I selected my AVPs. They will be getting emails, on God, I swear. I met with AMS and UVSS with Joel to discuss campaigning together, and I connected with a couple of students about upcoming projects, which they're starting, but they want help, like support through the SFSS, which I think is really cool. Like, good to see initiative like in the community. I'm also staying in Saskatoon right now at my boyfriend's house, and he has 4 dogs, so I included 3 of the dogs. And that's why I can't have my camera on, because I'm hiding in a room because there's so many of them. But yeah, and then you can go to the next slide. I'll explain that one as well. So Joel is not feeling well today, I believe, but he also had no pictures of himself on the entire internet, and I looked, so he gets
I
nothing.
feel like
But
Joel just made a group.
we love Joel, and like hopefully we all get to hang out in person next time.
Joel actually ended up showing up.
There, there, yeah.
But so
Oh, here's your pictures, dude.
Yeah, fully dirty. Anyway, it's sorry I wasn't here last week. Lecture ends late, so I have a month's worth of updates to give you guys. Started out with needing contract workers for justice. They were discussing layoffs and how to deal with them. We met with UVSS to discuss joint advocacy efforts at the start of the term. Great folks. We hosted AMS on campus on the club's date. They met with us. Tons of potential advocacy plans that we could have worked on. We had plans for a joint event discussion with Movement IBR, their transit advocacy group across campus, and we're probably planning an event with them the month after or next month, I'm not sure, in collaboration with the Transit Enthusiast Club, which would be at Harbor Center. So that's a good one. That's a cross Vancouver thing, so that would bring a lot of people in touch with SFSS. We've been discussing again joint working groups with UVic and UBC, so AMS and UVSS. There's been talks of an MOU joining us as BC3, where we collaborate on issues that all of us across campuses are facing, which gives us a lot more leeway. I would like to think BC3 would be more than the sum of its parts. And the issues that currently are being focused on are student housing, food security, transit, and mental health. There's going to be some focus, just because we're in an election period, there's going to be some focus on issues voting and getting the provincial election stuff up. AMS is going to be hosting some premier candidates, so we might have some collaboration opportunities there. MOU needs to be revised before it's approved by council. We want to make sure that we have no financial liability, and it is a loose coalition and is in a way where anything that has BC3 name includes unanimous consent from all 3 institutions. So that might take some effort, but it will come to council soon. And yet we are planning on working with the majority great group. They've worked with increasing voter participation, so that might be a good one as well. Pre-practice program, we're working on getting that started again. It might be a program as well. We're hoping for grilled cheese. But yeah, we're looking for donors, working on food security stuff. We should get that started soon as well. Statements on layoffs. We wanted to make a statement on layoffs within SFSS. I think that's a very time-bound issue, a timely issue, and very pertinent right now. We've consulted with TSSU already, set up a meeting with QP. Interesting. We're looking at making a statement on the cutting of ELC and ITP. If any of you have been affected, please reach out. We would love student experiences and how it's impacted them. Went to ABCS lobby training. They're made of UBC, GSS, KSA, CSU. It was tons of fun. Got to meet some folks. Met the CFO of BC General Employees Union. Got some insights on how we could save some money on our health plan and how their experiences were when they were dealing with their benefits. Met with the program manager for Indigenous procurement at TSSU, again, a student leader. Does tons of work with Indigenous women's rights and safety, something we can look to collaborate on. Yeah, open education resources, that's starting up again. Met with council, CG counselors, went to Moose Height campaign with BPUAA, met with SBSBO, International Student Center, Office of External. They love our Women's Center folks, they love our out-of-campus folks, Jude and Simi. So I think we're doing great that way. Worked with the Surrey campus staff to figure out the priorities on Surrey campus. Met with the head of research, and one of the priorities that they have is increasing undergraduate participation. So maybe reworking the USRA award and then the research symposium. The next steps are terms of reference and creating a working group that probably starts in fall. If people are interested that way, definitely reach out to VPUA. Yeah, met VP External Joanne Curry for SFU, established official contact, should be working more with them. Next steps are just working on BC3 stuff, if people are interested in getting involved, contacting MLA MPs, making official contacts politically, and then working on statements regarding layoffs. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Shatranj, I think that is it for the slides, correct? Okay, thank you. That is it for your executive reports. And that's all from the committees, because that's currently the only one running, so. Moving on, there are no discussion items today, so straight to elections. That's all we have on the agenda. Well, that's most of what we have on the agenda, and then after that, we have a quick in camera, but most of it will mostly be elections. I believe I will move to make vice chair the top of old business. So I would do that one first. The motion reads, be resolved to appoint X as vice chair of council for the 2024-2025 council year. I move. I need a second. Second. VP University seconds. Floor is open for discussions and nominations. I saw VP University first, and then Sam.
Nominate Henry for vice chair.
Do you accept?
Yeah, that's it.
Accepts. Sam.
We also like to nominate the Criminology Student Association counselor.
That's the thing. No, there wasn't. I just wanted to forget. I guess, do you accept again? Yeah. I guess so. Any other lists? Geography?
Yeah, what are the responsibilities of this position?
Usually. Oh yes, can you talk about the vice chair, please?
All right, vice chair roles. So it is a role I had last year, so I know them very fondly. Or oh, my throat's still not working properly. Thanks, Henry. He got me sick a couple of weeks ago. But the roles of the vice chair are pretty much you're backing up the chair council at council meetings, pretty much if they need you to do a like list of the various lists, or if they can't make it to a meeting, you take over chairing it. You help build and approve the council agendas. You're also automatically on the oversight committee for executive officers. And by convention, you normally chair the oversight committee. You don't have to, but it's something that the vice chair is involved in a lot. That's mostly the duties of the vice chair council. It usually requires 10 to 15 extra hours a month. You get paid for an extra 10, so that's the addition for the position. It's for the most part, I found it quite enjoyable last year. I got to work a lot more closely with the executive and work on getting a lot of things done. So that was fun. That's general description. Not much to it other than like meeting minutes, approving stuff, and if Emmanuel has to step out, then like you take over.
Does that clarify? Awesome. Any other list or nominations before I close it? Okay, seeing no other list or nominations, there's no need to go to an election. I will, I think that's CSL. No, chemistry, go ahead.
Hi, I would like to nominate our representative, Mandy.
Yeah, I think that works. We can do that.
Mandy's not in the room.
He's not in the room, but he does have an alternate for CSS. But
Yeah, but then he has to be in. Not necessarily, he has a speech and she reads it, that's enough.
yeah, I believe it's if they don't have a representative in the room, they can't nominate, but I thought they could. Yeah. I believe the representative of chemistry can nominate for committees and for vice chair. Cindy, can you just double check if I'm wrong on that one?
That should be okay.
What's the policy in terms of alternates? In terms of voting power?
Alternates are allowed to vote, if I'm correct. Alternates are allowed to vote on motions.
Alternates are allowed to vote in motions, have the full powers of the regular representatives, except they do not get paid.
Then I would say, this is allowable then. Okay, I guess you also accept on Landy's behalf? Chemistry council?
I think that can be assumed.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I don't know how that's gonna work then with the elections.
She just reads out a speech.
Do you have something from Landy that you wanna read out?
No, he didn't give me anything. He just said that there's some committees he wanted to elect.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I guess, Henry, you just have the floor to give your pitch and then we'll go straight to a vote. Henry, you have 1 minute. Could you time this? You can.
Yeah, hi everybody, my name is Henry, I'm a minority counselor. I'm a recurring counselor where last year I've worked closely with vice chair, current VP internal. I've been vice chair of OCEO, so if I were to become vice chair and become chair of OCEO again, there would be a little transitional period for me because I have done this before and I'm confident that I can carry out the duties of vice chair.
Thank you. I see a list from VP events.
I would like to raise a motion to postpone.
Geography.
You can, I second.
Okay, any reservations, Ayo?
Don't think it's safe for us to keep going without a vice chair.
Yeah,
Chloe, Liz?
Sorry, why are we postponing this?
BP events, is there a rationale?
Yes, since the current representative who is substituting for the Chemistry Student Society has stated that the Chemistry Student Society counselor wants to be in the wants to nominate himself for the position, and he is not able to attend the meeting today. I would like to postpone it for fair election.
So the rationale is that the other counselor is not present to speak on why they want to run for vice chair.
Okay.
Liz?
I'm aligned with that, but I'm hoping that we're able to at least get most of the committees done today, even if counselors aren't here, because those committees do need to run in order to keep the society like functioning. Like money has to be passed through a lot of those. So let's try not to postpone too many things today.
Yes, I believe he's saying that just for the vice chair one, if I'm correct.
Yes, totally.
Sam, you had the list. Sam?
Yep. My list is the principle that we allowed it under was because he sent an alternate in his place with instructions to nominate him for these committees in his place, such as was communicated both to me and to other counselors, as well as to the alternate. I believe he's fine with the alternate representing him in these competitions. So I think we can go ahead, given that he's given permission for the alternate to do it. So that's what he has said.
I saw a couple of hands going. No, Rishi?
Yeah, I agree with Ayo and Sam on this.
Okay, geography?
Does council really need a vice chair though? Like the other committees do need to run, but the vice chair is special. And it doesn't necessarily need to exist. And it's a bit of an unfair election here.
So you're in agreement that we wait till next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
Ayo?
Typically the vice chair's role is to make sure to catch any issues within the agenda, which I think is important, given that the executives have other things that they have to carry out throughout the week. So I do think, especially given that this is the more tender time of the SFSS, where it's a new body coming in, there's a lot of responsibilities. There's a lot of things that they could possibly miss in agendas, and I think that's when the vice chair is most necessary. Because I feel that if we don't need it now, there's a case to make that we don't need it at all. And I've seen cases where the vice chair is usually helpful for times that the president, for example, can't make a meeting.
Sam has a direct list, and then I'll go to Adriana and then Ashley. Oh. Mina, then Adriana, then Ashley.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, sorry.
So Adriana, then Ashley.
Ashley gets to talk before me because I'm not technically a counselor.
Okay, you had a direct response?
Yes, the vice chair is quite important in making sure that our meeting minutes and agendas are done. As someone who's seen the level of work that has been thrown at the executive committee this month, we really do need a vice chair to help us with council, and specifically Emmanuel with council. At this point, there's a lot of things happening, and again, that piece of administrative work off of the president's desk, I think, is very important at this point.
Ashley.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of amplify what Sam was saying there. As a previous vice chair, I think it's extremely important to have a vice chair election. The fact that we've already postponed this to the second council meeting of the year is already concerning. I'd also be concerned about electing someone who isn't even able to attend a council meeting and has to send an alternate. I know this might be a one-off thing, but doesn't speak well for being a vice chair in the first place. The other thing I'm almost wanting to ask our chemistry alternate, kind of a clarifying question, because last I spoke to Landy in person, he wasn't interested in running for vice chair, but was actually interested in running for the oversight committee. So I just kind of want to check that you had instructions to nominate him for vice chair and not the oversight committee, because all of our explanations for vice chair have been very oversight heavy. So I'm wondering if perhaps there was just a confusion there and Landy actually isn't even interested in vice chair in the first place, which would make all this a mute conversation.
Is that direct response?
Yeah, I spoke to Landy and I remember what was said. He wanted to become vice chair of the oversight committee. But that's just from me. Landy's not here, so he can't validate it, but that's what I heard from when I last spoke to Landy.
Okay, chemistry counselor, do you have a direct response?
Is this just for the committee or is it for the vice chair or something?
Vice chair of council.
No, it's for the oversight committee.
Okay, thank you. So I guess you retract Landy's nomination.
Can
Yeah.
you explain it to her one more time, just so she knows like exactly what she's agreeing to?
I think I got what the counselor is trying to say. She wanted to nominate Landy for vice chair for oversight committee and not council. So she moves to retract Landy from this election. I second. I'm gonna seek unanimous consent. If you abstain or dissent, please signify.
Shouldn't we shoot down the postponement first?
Oh, yes, we're still in the middle of the postponement.
Yes.
So,
Isn't it like a friendly detraction?
to try and
No,
transfer
we
track.
can just vote it down.
This is quick for me, issue, friendly retraction, but I have a.
Go ahead.
I have, I guess now a triple point of information. One, a friendly retraction would be administratively quicker than voting down.
Yeah.
It could be retracted. Two, this is kind of moot here, but I figured it was worth stating for all the other committee elections. Candidates for committee elections are not required to issue a statement. You can choose to be silent. Obviously, it's not ideal, and maybe we don't want to vote in someone who doesn't have a statement at all, but it does not disqualify you. We can proceed with the committee or vice chair election without it. My final point of information is council, to my understanding of things, council doesn't appoint a vice chair of oversight. Oversight will appoint a vice chair of oversight.
Yep.
So I just wanted to clarify that for the chemistry council.
Okay, Shatrans, could I ask you to retract your motion to postpone? Shatranj, so Landy, as we've figured out that Landy was nominated for the wrong election, do you mind retracting your motion?
I'd retract my motion.
Thank you. Okay, so. Okay, Chloe's just giving clarifications in the chat. Okay, back to the motion. I guess there are no elections. I'm just gonna move to amend the motion to now read. Be it resolved to appoint Councillor Henry Doe, as vice chair of council for the 2024-2025 council year. I move, I need a second. Sass seconds. Any discussion on this? Seeing none, motion to amend. I'm gonna seek unanimous consent to amend this motion. Seeing no abstention or dissent, the motion is carried unanimously. Now I'm gonna move to carry the motion itself. So I'm gonna seek unanimous consent to appoint Henry as council chair. As council vice chair, sorry. Any abstention? Okay, seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Congratulations. Now we are on events and student affairs committee election. Okay, the motion reads, whereas bylaw 716 subsection E establishes the events and student affairs committee as a standing committee responsible for overseeing society's events as per article 12.1 and 12.2, whereas article 12.3 to 12.10 of the terms of reference detail the committee's duties, which include organizing council events, aiding other student groups in event planning, and incorporating indigenous governance principles into decision making. Whereas there are 5 seats available for members of council, be resolved to elect GSWS counselor, ISSA counselor, VP University,
Yeah. We can just do nominations for 5, because I think like straight off.
Point of information.
Yes.
In the motion, it reads 5 seats, so
Right.
the mentioned councilors are named 3 of those 5.
Right, so are those 3 are like already taken?
There was one, we postponed the election entirely, so I think it was put in by staff.
So that should have been there, okay.
Yeah. So we can just redo all of this. We said that we
Right.
all new councilors.
So do I need to read it and then move to like strike it off?
Yeah, we can just strike it off after the nomination.
Okay.
Same that we have A, B, C, D, E.
Okay, A, B, C, D, E, and E to serve on the Events and Student Affairs Committee for the council terms of 2024-2025. I move, I need a seconder. Second. UP University second, floor is open for discussion and nomination. Again, just to clarify, there's still 5 seats open, and we're gonna strike those off when we move to change that. But yes, the floor is open for lists. Any lists for events committee?
Events. First year, not first year events, just events.
This is just events committee. Any list?
I think that's personal engagement.
Sleeping.
VP internal list.
I'd like to nominate the VP University to the Events Committee.
You accept? VP University accepts. Any other lists or nominations? Shatranj, did you want to give, Catherine self-nominates. Shatranj, did you want to talk about your committee?
Sure. So the Events and Student Affairs Committee looks after pretty much everything that is organized by the SFSS, including large scale and small scale events ranging from pizza parties to large scale events such as Holi that was 700 people event last year. And yeah, this year we're looking forward to organizing a bunch of events, so more the merrier.
Thank you. GSWS self-nominates, thank you.
Yes. What does the responsibilities usually account for in this committee specifically?
Direct response?
Yeah, sure. Basically, tends to be assistant in setting up events. Attendance of like the events committee meetings, which is where most of the event details would be laid out. Nothing much depending would also be in helping like organizing like with outside organizations and stuff like that. It wouldn't typically be extensive, that would mostly be handled by the events vice president, but it's not much more than like just set up and take down and run the event.
Does it, sorry.
That was right.
Yeah. Does it usually include like working with unions and clubs around the
Yes.
details of events?
And like if a union's running an event and the SFSS chooses to take it on as a collaborator, yes.
I would like to self-nominate.
Remind me your student union?
ISSA.
ISSA self-nominates, that is 4, I believe. There's one more spot open. There's one more, right? Oh, okay, here we go. And English counselor self-nominates, that is 5. Anyone else? If not. Okay, I'm gonna move to have the motion now be resolved to elect ISSA counselor, GSWS counselor, Catherine is SUS, right? Yeah. SUS counselor, English counselor, and VP University.
Can you send me some?
I think I said that. That's all right? Yeah. Okay, move to serve on the Events and Student Affairs Committee for the council year 2024-2025. I move. VP University seconds. Anyone opposed to the amendment? Okay, seeking unanimous consent. If we wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion to amend the motion is carried. And now I'm gonna seek unanimous consent for the motion itself. Anyone abstain? Dissent? Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Congratulations. Moving on to Finance and Administrative Services Committee. Whereas per bylaw 7, subsection 12M and articles 5.2 and 5.17 of SFSS Council Policies, the Finance and Administrative Services Committee manages the society financial and administrative affairs, including budgeting, financial reporting, and fund oversight, whereas Article 5.4 to 5.17 of the terms of reference underscores the committee's responsibility in budget coordination, financial administration, audit oversight, and adjudicating appeals, stressing the significance of sound financial stewardship within the society, whereas there are 4 seats available for members of council. Does this also need to be changed?
Yeah, it's gonna be the same.
Be resolved to elect VP External, Business Counselor, ASSU Counselor to serve on the Finance and Administrative Service Committee for the council term of 2024-2025. I move, someone seconds. VP External seconds. Floor is open for nominations and discussion. Again, there are 4 seats still open. Again, just also wanted to clarify, counselors are expected to sit on at least one committee. So just wanted to put that out.
Sorry, just want to confirm that I'm automatically chairing this committee as well, right? I don't have to list that?
Correct.
Okay, sounds good.
I saw this from Io.
Just a point of information, 9.2 reads there are 4 seats, but we only.
Yes, PBC.
Say that again.
So we need one.
Okay, so 9.2 has 4 seats, mostly because 9.3 says 3 seats, but has 4 slots. So I thought maybe there was a reason.
So we need to clarify, Sam, could we clarify if there's actually 3 or 4 seats on 9.3? Because it says A, B, C, D, and it only says 3 seats available. But that's the next one, we'll get there after this. I know you're not yet, you have a list.
Oh, yeah, I want to nominate.
Do you accept? Yeah. VP External accepts, you have a list?
I'm neither capable of nominating or being nominated, but I would like to indicate general interest in this.
So counselor, this is not for the equity committee, it's for finance. Any other list for finance? ESSU? ESSU? Eden?
Their budget's typing in.
Okay, self-nominates, that's 2 more spots open.
I nominate Best Counselor.
Best counselor, do you accept?
Yes, I accept.
2, it's 3, 1 more. List.
What are the responsibilities of the finance committee?
Usually we'll put it in the chat, but I don't know if Summer is here to do that today, but Summer, do you wanna talk about?
I can just put them in the chat. Or I can read them out, just give me 1 second.
9.3.
Sorry.
Yes.
List.
Yeah.
Is it possible to have only 3 members on today and then continue the elections tomorrow? Next.
Yes, it is possible.
Considering our on-campus counselors shown interest.
Oh, I see.
I am waiting for the on-campus coordinator to submit meeting minutes to reflect my position.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll
Oh,
Thank
sorry.
you, Summer, I see it. I don't know if you could see that, but yeah. Any other nominations? If not, I'm gonna move on and then we'll do the election again next meeting. Okay, seeing none, I'm gonna move to strike up the current be resolved and replace it with be resolved to elect VP External, Business Counselor, ESSU Council, and ESSU Counselor. Well, I guess I don't need to change it. Actually, sorry, I'm gonna leave it the same, and I'm gonna seek unanimous consent for this motion. Seeing no dissent or abstention, motion is carried unanimously. Clarification on your question, Ayo, it's actually 4 seats, so that should take 4 for first year committee. Okay, next motion is first year engagement committee, whereas the first year engagement committee is scheduled to coordinate activities and engagement events and initiatives such as community building events for first years. Whereas there are 3 seats available for members of council, we resolve to elect A, B, C, and D councilors to serve on the first year engagement committee for 2024-2025 council term. I move. I need a seconder. The internal seconds, any discussion was open for list. Again, just to clarify, it is 4 seats. And I will strike that off after.
Just,
This,
move to suspend the rules, so as to strike 3 and replace it with 4.
okay, I second. Any discussion, abstentions?
Point of order, we don't have to suspend the rules, we just need to do an amendment. So, is it just a regular amendment then? Okay.
I still second. Anyone against that? Okay, seeing none, seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion to amend to strike off 3 and replace it with 4 seats is carried. Back to list and nomination. BNSS self-nominates. What's your?
ESA.
ESA self-nominates, and I see, I don't know what union that is,
This
but
one is SAS.
SAS?
No, she's a SAS, she's like one of SAS.
She's on cognitive science.
Yeah.
Cognitive science.
Okay, cognitive science self-nominates, and I see CAT also, no?
I had to.
CAT also self-nominates. Interact. And I think that is 4, if I'm correct.
Yes.
I think that is it. Someone else you could still nominate, we just have to go to an election, but if I don't see anything else, I will move on. Last call for self-nominations or list.
That's 5.
Is it?
No. Okay, I have still twice.
Yeah. Okay. I do not see any other list or nomination.
There might be 3.
4, because, yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, seeing none, I'm gonna move to strike off the current be resolved and replace it with be resolved to elect cognitive science counselor, BNSS counselor, IATSU counselor, and education counselor to serve on the first year's engagement committee for 2024-2025 council term. I move. UP University second. Any discussion on this amendment? Chitranj, is this to my amendment?
I would like to self-nominate, actually. Sorry, I missed it.
Okay,
No, first chair is
First
an
engagement.
elected, so that would be president.
So there's no automatic chair.
So there's nomination, there's gonna be election.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be an election.
Okay, cool, sorry, scratch my motion. We do have to go to elections now.
Sorry,
Geography.
I'm confused by this composition. It says 1 counselor is a chairperson, and then at least 2 and up to 4 counselors. That makes it seem like there are 5, up to 1 other counselor, first year preferred.
Chairperson is included in one of those 4 counselors. It's just signifying that the counselor can be that the chairperson can be a counselor as opposed to committees such as finance, in which it's specified as the VP finance or Gov, which is VP internal.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Or, and we have 5 people.
But if anyone's a first year, then you can put 5 in there.
But yes, I do not believe any of the 5 counselors who nominate themselves as first years.
Okay, looks like we're going to an election. This is always fun. So you all get 1 minute. List.
I would like a list quickly.
Yes.
Just understandable if no one wants to and everyone would like this committee position. If anyone wants to retract their nomination, you can do so now. Just so we don't have to do.
Also, point of information, if it's going to be a roll call vote, how are we gonna do it here?
Down by your name.
Same thing, yeah.
Same way we always did it. We always recorded roll call on a separate sheet of paper.
Yeah, it was just because like normally we do it in the chat, so I just wanted to.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah. Anyone wants to retract? Okay, seeing none, we're going to a vote. You all, oh,
I'll retract.
okay, education counselor retracts.
Way too much pressure, guys.
Come on, let's have one more.
Yeah. Do you actually, you retract?
Yes.
Okay, education counselor retract.
Sorry, no drama from you guys.
I nominate the education.
What? No. It's not drama. Bureaucratic.
Okay, education counselor retracts, which means we do not have to do an election. I'll go back to strike off the current be it resolved and replace it with be resolved to elect VP events. Cognitive science counselor, IATSU counselor, and BNSS counselor to serve on the first year engagement committee for the 2024-2025 council term. I move. I need a seconder. SAS seconds. Any discussion on this amendment? Seeing none, I'm going to seek unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, amendment carried. Now I'm going to carry the motion itself. Seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Congratulations to those elected. Next is the governance committee elections. Whereas per bylaw 7, subsection 11B and article 4.1 to 4.10 of SFSS council policies, the governance committee is responsible for reviewing and recommending changes to the society's constitution, bylaws and policies, ensuring the integrity of governance structures. Whereas article 4.2 to 4.10 of the terms of reference outlines the committee's duties in informing council of legal updates, forming subcommittees to resolve these disputes, and integrate indigenous governance principles into decision-making, reflecting a dedication to inclusive and transparent governance. Whereas there are 4 seats available for members of council, be resolved to elect HSU councillor A, B, C, and D to serve on the governance committee for the council terms of 2024-2025. I move. I need a seconder. Sam seconds. VP internal seconds. The floor is open for discussions and lists, but again, to clarify, there's still 4 seats open. Yeah. Sam list, and then, yeah.
Nominate the computer science counselor and the health science undergraduate student society counselors.
Computer science counselor, do you accept?
I accept.
Who's the next one?
Hususu, who also just self-nominated.
Okay, perfect. That's it?
Yep.
Okay. So I see a self-nomination from VP events. And
The VP events.
oh, sorry. So we have 2 nominations currently. Adrian.
As for finance, I would like to instigate sort of immediately unresolvable interest in being on governance.
Okay, Cindy? Oh, hi.
I'd like to nominate the philosophy team.
Philosophy, do you accept?
I reject your nomination.
I think that's, LSSU also self-nominates, that's 3. Anyone else? Sam?
Like to nominate geography.
Geography, do you accept?
Declines.
Can I raise a point of, can I list?
Sure.
Geography, you brought up a lot of comments about how meeting structure and things have gone in the past. You sure you don't want to join the committee that does all the rulings on that?
A meeting structure? No.
And or other policies?
That's okay.
You sure? I liked your comments last council year. I think they're fun.
That's for oversight, isn't it?
I mean, it's up to you, but.
Wow. Sure. Okay. I'll accept the nomination then.
Okay, it looks like it's also gonna be an election, cause I just, well, looks like people are avoiding elections. So ISSU also retracts the list, so. Is there anyone else?
Wasn't Hisusu already listed on the original motion?
No, it wasn't
No.
just you.
Oh.
No, just USUs.
Yeah. Yeah, it was HSUSU, this is ISSU.
It was supposed to be.
I know ISSU.
Any other lists or nominations? Seeing none, I'll move to strike off the current be resolved clause and replace it with be resolved to elect ISSU counselor, SSU counselor, geography counselor, and what was the last one?
You said ISSU. No. ISSU retracted.
That's the list.
It's CS, computer science.
Yes.
Health science,
Computer.
geography, and labor studies.
Yes, computer science counselor as well, I think that's all I missed. To serve on the governance committee for the council terms of 2024-2025. I move, anyone seconds? Second. BP University seconds, any discussion on this? Seeing none, I'm gonna seek unanimous consent if you wish to abstain or dissent. Oh. HSUSU, go ahead.
Yep, sorry. Did I miss it? Did you say HSUSU before? I think you said ISSU.
No.
That was a mistake. It was retracted.
Yeah, that was, I was
Okay.
speaking to the retracted list,
Okay, all
but
right,
I
so,
got you in this current one.
okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, seek unanimous consent for the amendment. Any abstention? Seeing none, amendment is carried unanimously. Now I'm gonna carry the motion itself. I'm gonna seek unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Congratulations to those elected. Next one is Member Service Advisory Committee, whereas per Article 17.1 of the SFSS Council Policies, the Member Services Advisory Committee advises on and coordinates society member services, including clubs, student unions, and the food bank, and enhance the overall member experience. Whereas Article 17.2 to 17.5 of the terms of reference emphasize the committee's role in advising on service coordination, collaborating with coordinators, and recommending member service policies reflecting its dedication to improvement and student feedback. Whereas there are 4 seats available for members of council, be resolved to elect councilors A, B, C, and D to serve on the Member Services Advisory Committee for 2024-2025 council term. I move, and second, BP University second. Floor is open for list and discussions.
Self-nomination.
SAS self-nominates, any other nominations in list? BP internal, external?
I would like to say that counselor needs to be on there. Our campus counselor.
I can't be nominated.
So if we would be able to move this motion at all.
Can I offer a direct response?
Sure.
My suggestion would be, if you want me on this committee, to which I'm open to being on this committee, then elect people to all but one slot. You can still elect people to this committee and just elect the final slot at a future council meeting.
Okay.
I would not suggest postponing the motion entirely.
What's from Jatosh? I see a list from VP Events.
I nominate Vice President Equity.
Who? VP
Equity.
Oh, VP Equity, do you accept?
Me? Me? Why? No.
Come on.
No, 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 no. No, thank you.
VP Equity rejects the nomination. Very clearly. Any other lists or nominations? Again, this is the members, VP external.
Can I amend the motion to be only 3 elections?
It's okay, we don't need to, we'll just choose 3 and leave 1 vacant.
I just have a question. Are all the committees that we're electing all listed today, or are there other committees?
There should be all listed.
Every single, all of them are here.
All of them are on the list today, except for external and community affairs.
Okay.
Yes.
So these are all the committees hoping to get it out of the way. I know it's a very administrative meeting today, but we get the committee set up, then we can do a whole bunch more things.
You might not see it on the agenda because it was amended at the start of the meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a list over there? Okay.
Wanted to have a quick point of clarification. Obviously, again, cannot be nominated. I do accept the VP External's invitation to the committee on a sort of broad sense.
If I'm correct, there's still 3 positions open. Did anyone?
Ashley has a list and then Soka has.
This is kind of an unrelated list to this particular motion, but I figured now is a good time to ask it since this question was just asked. But I happen to notice that the university committee is not on the agenda.
It was one of the ones amended.
Yes.
Oh, so it was one of the ones you amended. Okay, just wanted to double check.
Soka? No, BIPOC was not involved.
Also, Soka has an honorary seat on BIPOC as well.
Yes. I guess no one wants to do a member services. Say, committee interest, go ahead.
Like nominate the business counselor.
Bass, do you accept?
Yes, I accept.
Yes, accepts. Adrian?
Would it be possible, I guess, for members to see the description of the member services committee in the chat?
Yes, Sindhu, Rishu, we're back. VP events, you have a list?
I would like to, I would like to nominate SAS counselor.
SAS counselor, do you accept?
Already nominated themselves.
Oh, okay. SAS counselor is already nominated.
SAS, thanks.
Oh, sus? Did you say sus?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sus counselor, sus counselor, do you accept?
No.
No, it's for member services.
Yes.
I will say.
Sus counselor rejects the nomination. However, the description of the committee is now in the chat for those that wanted to know. Adrian?
As she is not here and there is no spokesperson to be able to talk for her, no one can nominate her. I would suggest if we're looking for a second vacancy, that I will push the DNA counselor to also be a part of member services, as the work of DNA is immediately relevant to member services.
Okay, so I guess those 2 individuals, I will just amend on your nominations. It's only SAS and Beth. External, were you self-nominated? No.
Sorry.
So I amend those 2 counselors, so I move to strike up the current be it resolved and replace it with be resolved to elect BAS counselor and SAS counselor to serve on the Member Service Advisory Committee for the 2024-2025 council term. I move, I need a seconder. Second. VP University seconds. Any discussion on this amendment? Seeing none, I'm gonna seek unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Amendment is carried unanimously. Now I'm gonna carry the motion itself. I'm gonna seek unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Congratulations, member services. Next is the outreach committee. Whereas per bylaw 6 subsection 16 of SFSS council policies, the outreach committee aims to revitalize student engagement at SFU, fostering involvement within the SFSS and university committee. Whereas Article 13.6 to 13.15 of the terms of reference highlights the committee's responsibilities in recommending policies, organizing outreach initiatives, ensuring transparency and amplifying student voices, reflecting its commitment to informed participation and community empowerment within the SFSS governance. Whereas there are 2 seats available for members of council. Be resolved to elect Councilor A and B to serve on the outreach committee for 2024 and 2025 council term. I move, I need a seconder. I saw geography first, geography seconds, floor is open for list. Go ahead.
Self-nominate.
Geography counselor self-nominate. I see Chloe in the chat.
I would like to nominate the ISSA counselor.
ISSA, do you accept?
Yes.
ISSA accepts. GP events,
Oh, self-nomination, please.
VP events self-nominates. VP internal, what's the point of information?
I believe outreach might be written a little incorrectly. We can have one member from each faculty on this committee, so it's two counselors, but if we look at our agenda for today, how it's all broken up into the different groups, we can have one counselor from each of those specific groups. So for that.
How does
we
that
can-
apply to executive?
One executive.
Okay.
So
Okay, so I
with
guess
that-
Citron just.
Geography and ISSA are good to go.
And then we'd only have elections that two people from the same faculty want to do it.
Okay,
But we
thank
can
you.
have anyone from all the faculties, so that means education, health sci, and business have the joy of deciding whether or not they want to be on the committee, as they are the only representatives from the faculty.
This is not the Surrey Committee of Outreach. Adriana.
Point of clarification, you're talking about the breakdown on our agenda, you mean the faculties as defined by the university, correct? Not like external groups or constituency groups?
Cindy was a direct response.
Yes, correct, but there's also a spot for constituency group and affiliate.
Okay. With that, I would like to once again indicate interest for filling the constituency group role within that.
Education self-nominates. Anyone else with the knowledge that if you-
List.
who was that? Citron, go ahead.
I would like to nominate VP UA.
There could only be one executive unless you guys don't have an election.
Yeah, that's okay.
You accept?
Retract.
Oh, he's retracting. VP events retracts his nomination.
Just to be sure, are you retracting self-nomination or UAA nomination?
I think
Wait,
for
yeah.
context.
I think.
I retract Rishu's nomination.
Okay, thank you. VP internal,
Like to nominate the Susu and business counselors.
Bass and Asusu, do you accept?
Bass accepts.
Thank you.
For which committee, I'm sorry?
Outreach committee,
No, I took time.
any other nominations? I don't assume so, so I will, Adriana.
Point of clarification, is there an election for this? Was there too many general councilors or is it all within the faculty base that we were discussing?
So far, it's only been one from each faculty.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move to strike off the current be resolved clause and replace it with be resolved to elect. Education counselor, geography counselor, ISSA counselor, BAS counselor, VP events. I believe that is it.
List. I'm listing. Okay, no, just because in the beginning of all this, I think the chemistry representative wanted to run for it and there was a whole discussion.
No, that's oversight.
Oversight.
We'll get to that one later.
I'm so sorry.
I think that was it, so. Sorry? Shatranj,
I would like to retract my nomination.
okay, self-nomination.
Do you self-nominate?
Yeah, and VP University self-nominates, okay. Okay, so let the be resolved clause now read, be resolved to elect VP University, BAS counselor,
Yes.
geography counselor, education counselor, ISSA counselor.
Nominate MDB counselor.
You're taking me down with you? Wait, this is outreach, right?
Yeah.
I'll say yes, yeah.
Is there someone from the?
Anyone for science, technically.
Is there one for science already?
No. Okay.
Okay, then sure.
Scratch my be resolved clause. Be resolved to elect VP University, BAS counselor, MBB counselor, education counselor, ISSA counselor, geography counselor,
That's all.
to serve on the outreach committee for the 2024-2025 council term. I move. I need a second. VP University seconds. Any discussion on this? I do not see any. I'll move on to seek unanimous consent. If you abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, the amendment is carried. I'm gonna carry the entire motion, seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Congratulations, outreach committee.
Point of information, can I?
Yes.
Who was selected on this committee?
We'll see the ones you.
It was education,
Geography.
geography,
National students, international studies, MEBSU, BAS, and yourself.
I have to. Thank you, ESS. Moving on, we have the oversight committee. Whereas established by bylaw 18.1 of SFSS council policies, the oversight committee on executive officers ensures accountability and adherence to governance document, maintaining the integrity of SFSS governance, whereas Article 18.3 to 18.14 of the terms of reference details the committee's duties in investigating misconduct, recommending actions, and ensuring transparency, reflecting its dedication to ethical conduct and governance standards within the SFSS. We have the 6 seats available for members of council. They resolve to elect Councillor A, B, C, D, E, and F to serve on the Oversight Committee on Executive Officers Committee for the council term of 2024-2025. I move and seconded. VP Internal seconds. Floor is open for list and discussion. I see CSA Councillor, and then Internal, and then SAS.
I'd like to nominate Chemistry Counselor Landy for the Oversight Committee.
I'm guessing alternate, do you accept on behalf of Landy?
Yes, I accept.
You, Internal?
I'd like to amend the motion to read 5 counselors and to strike and F from it because it is 5 counselors and the vice chair council.
Second. I accept. Second, seeking unanimous consent on this amendment. Seeing no dissent. Motion is carried unanimously. Back to list and nominations. ISSU self-nominates. SAS self-nominates. Adriano.
Indicated interest.
Thank you. I believe that is 3.
3 indicated interest in each one.
Okay, let's.
Let's indicate the data science representative Renee. Right?
Data science, do you accept?
Accept.
You. ESSS self-nominates, that is 4, if I'm correct?
That's 5.
5, okay. Anyone else?
Wait, 5 with?
No, 5 with that.
Oh.
Any other nominations? If not, this would just be an automatic. Is that a list?
That's, I would like to nominate Ina.
Accept?
Yeah.
Ina accepts, yes, we're gonna have an election, amazing.
Okay.
ISSU tracks, never mind. Any other nominations?
You guys are afraid of 80% chance of getting it.
Okay.
I'd like to nominate MVP Counselor.
MVP, do you accept?
No, I cannot.
Declines.
Point of order, conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
AVP.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Any other nominations? If I do not see any.
What was the conflict of interest?
And we choose AVP.
Linguistics,
That would set you under conflict as well.
That's what I was about to say. I also would have.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Is it possible to hear the responsibilities again?
Yes, it's in the motion, but basically you want to speak to this?
Responsibilities of this committee are twofold. First of which, you review work reports from executive officers, make sure they're completing their 60 hours bi-weekly, If not, you direct the VP Finance to find said executive officer. If the officer of question is the VP Finance, you direct it directly to the finance team or themselves, depending on the VP Finance in question. And furthermore, if there are any potential breaches of policy or bylaw or our code of conduct by the executives, it is investigated by the oversight committee, and which in the oversight committee has the power to find an executive officer in the case that they made that decision, or in extreme circumstances, recommend the censure or recommend to council to put a question of impeachment to the membership.
Point of information, policy changes made by oversight or policy changes would be proposed by oversight to council.
That would be governance committee.
Governance, no, I'm saying like tentatively, if,
doesn't do policy. No.
really none at all.
None at all.
Okay.
That would be governance.
We still on track?
So linguistics, do you accept?
No.
No.
Linguistic declines, any, Adriana?
Just given a reminder of conflict of interest, obviously purely symbolic, but I retract my statement of interest.
Anyone else? Okay, I'm gonna move to strike the current be resolved clause and replace it with be resolved to elect counselor
Archaeology.
archaeology counselor. What else was it? SAS counselor, chemistry counselor,
Data science council.
data science counselor,
I guess engineering science.
and engineering science counselor. To serve on the oversight committee on executive officers committee for the council terms of 2024-2025. I move.
Second.
DP turn of seconds, seeking unanimous consent, if wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, amendment is carried. We're going to seek unanimous consent on the motion. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Congratulations. Next motion is the Surrey Campus Committee elections.
Point of information, which committees are left?
So there's Surrey, there's student healthcare, and then all the other ones that were amended on, which. And I think UAA is still left.
Is Bob one?
Yes.
It was amended on.
Spark is also coming up, HR, equity and sustainability, BIPOC, and accessibility committee. So about like 7 left, 6. But Sona has requested a 5-minute break. I would do the last 2 on the agenda, and then we could take a 5-minute break. So to Surrey and healthcare, we could take a break.
Chloe?
Okay.
I don't know that I wanna know where you're going
Go
with
ahead.
this.
The official title for associate vice president to the president is associate to the president. It's a very office-like situation.
Are we gonna change the title, or are we sticking with that one?
AVP policy is up for review. If it's something that is cared deeply about, you can lobby the governance committee on that one.
Well, I would love a slightly more interesting title.
Like Dwight.
Vancouver is still available. Yes. Oh, we're not on there yet.
Okay.
I was just responding to someone's question. I see a list from Aiden.
Are we doing the Surrey election right now?
No, I
Surrey-
didn't read it yet. In a second, yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, whereas per bylaw 14.1 of SFSS Council Policies, the Surrey Campus Committee enhances student engagement and addresses campus-specific concerns at SFU Surrey, promoting community and belonging among students. Whereas Article 14.3 to 14.13 of the Terms of Reference outline the committee's duties in advising council, recommending actions, and coordinating campus activities, emphasizing its dedication to representing SFU Surrey student voices and interests. Whereas there are 4 seats available for members of council, they resolve to elect councilors A, B, C, and D to serve on the Surrey Campus Committee for 2024-2025. Council, I move. I need a seconder. SAS seconds. Any discussion? And the floor is open for list as well. SAS.
I'd like to nominate the Councilor Aiden.
Aiden, do you accept?
Yeah, I accept.
Awesome. SFSS self-nominates. Sam?
I'd like to nominate the VP events.
VP events, do you accept?
Yes.
VP event accepts. Biden, did I see a list? No. Oh, I see, okay. Any other nominations, list? Okay, I believe that leaves us with. Is that 2 or 3 people so far? So one is VP events. Software systems. And Aiden. What union is Aiden?
Pretty sure. It's one of the applied science ones.
Maybe it's mechatronics.
Okay. That's 3. I see a list from VP events.
I would like to list VP Finance.
VP Finance. Yes.
Sorry, I think I'll deny that. Thank you, though.
VP Finance denies. Go ahead.
8:30, because the meeting is moved to 5:30, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, 8:30.
Nominate VP external.
VP external, do you accept? Sir.
I decline.
VP external declines. Any other? Okay, seeing none, those are 3 councilors. There will still be 1 vacancy. Yes,
Can I nominate someone? Yes. Also data science, for anyone then.
data science, do you accept?
Actually, I was already in the Vancouver committee, so can I take out my name from there and do this instead?
No, we postponed Vancouver.
Oh, from last week?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Today?
We postponed Vancouver, it's one of the ones I added on.
It's one of the amendments, you listed it earlier.
I thought I should, yeah.
So it's still coming up.
Yeah.
So we didn't do it yet, so yes, you could nominate yourself for this if you wanted to.
You can also do both.
And you could also do both.
I would go ahead with this. Yeah,
So you accept?
I accept. Yeah.
That is 4 councilors. I will move on. Be it resolved to elect data science counselor, software systems. There's 2 more. VP events. There's 1 more. So guys, we also nominated for Surrey.
Nominated for Surrey was the data science key.
Events, data science.
Events, data science,
Software systems.
and mechatronics.
Okay. So I'm gonna move to strike off the current be resolved clause and replace it with be resolved to elect VP events. Yes.
Because under absolutely no reason to, but just because we're not really holding any elections, I am somewhat curious. Could I ask the VP events to like indicate his interest in being on so many committees? Just because it's an outsized number to the other executives, so there's a curiosity.
Also attached to that, is there an upper limit on how many committees the council can have?
No, information. Yes.
Point of information, not that many.
Yeah.
I thought there was like 8.
Like, she was on a bunch, but most of them.
Yeah, the record for being on most committees.
Point of information quickly, VP events is also on the least number of committees by default. Because like, what you see is the number of committees that people are being nominated on. You don't see the fact that I'm on 7 automatically and Emmanuel's on 22 automatically, and that based on, or Simmer's on like 5 automatically, so I think it's just based on that.
Also, point of information, isn't VP events on Surrey automatically?
I do not believe so.
I was on Surrey automatically.
You ran for it.
I actually think I am on Surrey automatically.
Let's do a double check on that one. There is no upper limit. During your term as an executive, the VP equity was on 13 committees.
Also, just to offer clarification, my question is not intended as a criticism of the VP events. It is understandable to be on that many committees. I was just curious.
Okay.
We still need to list or do points of order before talking, get acknowledged by the chair. I know we're in person, it makes it easier, but don't forget, you can't just yell at each other from the press room unless it's being possible.
VP external.
Events is
Is not online? Okay, I will proceed. Be resolved, sorry, Cindy.
I don't think you're imagining things, I think the policy did change there.
Oh,
because
okay.
At that time, we were discussing how VP events isn't always enrolled in Surrey Campus Committee, so it wasn't put to automatically.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm gonna strike the current be resolved clause and replace it with be resolved to elect VP events, software system counselor. Oh God, I'm blanking again.
Mechatronics, data science.
Data science counselor, mechatronics counselor.
Software systems and VP events.
I did those 2 already. To serve on the Surrey Campus Committee for the 2024-2025 council term, I move. I need a second. VP University seconds. Any discussion on this? Seeing none, seeking unanimous consent for the amendment. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Seek unanimous consent for the Surrey Campus election itself. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Congratulations. Last election, and then we take a 5-minute break. Whereas this is for student healthcare. Whereas the Student Healthcare Committee purpose is to ensure that students have input when deciding changes to the student healthcare plans, and will have appointed members of the out on campus, DNA and Women Center, whereas the Student Healthcare Committee also has 3 designated seats for counselors, whereas there are 3 seats available for members of council. Be resolved to elect A, B, and C counselors to serve on the Student Healthcare Committee for the 2024-2025 council term. I move. I think a seconder. University seconds. Floor is open for discussion on list. Chemistry, sorry. Krim, go ahead.
I'd like to nominate the sus counselor.
Sus, do you accept?
Oh, chair herself nominated.
Yes, she does. SAS,
I'd like to nominate the MBBSU council.
MBBSU, do you accept?
I accept.
MBBSU accept. Linguistics,
I would like to self-nominate.
linguistics self-nominates. VP external,
I'd like to self-nominate.
VP external self-nominates. VP internal.
I'd like to nominate the chemistry counselor.
Chemistry, do you accept on behalf of Landy?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. HSUSU?
Self-nominates.
Oh, self-nominates, thank you. Chloe?
I just wanted a point of information, I guess, for Sam, but the FNMISA counselor expressed interest of being on this committee, and as it stands, he does not have an automatic spot, but is looking to establish one for FNMISA going forward, just so that we can. I'm wondering if we should save a spot for him until we can get that done, or like just save a spot for a future election is what I'm trying to say, like we have done for other committees. Thoughts?
I think it's.
Is there a direct response? Geography?
So could we just open up another seat to the governance committee if the governance committee approves it, and then, yeah, then they'll automatically be on instead of holding a spot for them.
Point of order, I know plenty of information. The other constituency groups have a seat out on campus, DNA and Women's Center. So I myself see no issue to open up seats to FNMISA and SOCA if SOCA is also interested in that, as it seems an area where we're missing it for CGs.
SAS, then
I have a POI.
go ahead.
If I remember right, I believe that this committee does use the same language as the accessibility committee, and I know it's true the accessibility committee. From my understanding, that does not apply to the representatives of out on campus, DNA and the Women's Center. That applies to at-large community members from those organizations, which is not the same as what the FMI State Council was requesting. That's my understanding of how these particular committees work.
Just to respond to that, yes, that is true. It is one member appointed by each particular constituency group, however, they are voting members of the committee. So
100%, just indicating that they are separate of the counselors.
yeah, they're separate of the counselor seats. Yeah. Yep.
Also just, sorry, POR, any policy changes only take effect in the next fiscal year. They will take place immediately?
Yeah, they're immediately after passing council.
Okay. Just make sure.
You got a list.
Just wanted to know what this stands for, or what's the yes.
Oh, it's the First Nations.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. GP external?
Question, why would SOCA, like, I understand that FMISA, given that they have their own healthcare through their bands, so it makes sense to have them on their own when, like, trying to understand how SOCA gets included in there. I understand the rationale behind DNA, Women's Center out on campus, just given that their healthcare needs, like, given that they have some coverage through the insurance plan that we have right now. I don't know how SOCA would be willing to be included in there. That's just the rationale behind SOCA.
As at that point, we would have listed all the other constituency groups. It seemed best to me to give our one of many constituency group that didn't already automatically have a spot on the committee. Plus, there is an ongoing national debate around the state of BIPOC healthcare in the country, so.
Okay, yeah.
I'll give it to you. Oh, no? Go ahead.
I do support SOCA having at-large members added to this committee, but just to add on to what Joel was saying, and this is a question for, I know folks here who have been SOCA execs to like ask, because I'm not personally aware. I know for all 4 other constituency groups, health services are in some way a component of our constituency groups, like material services. Is that a part of SOCA?
SOCA counselor?
I believe he left the meeting actually.
Perhaps you could talk to SOCA.
Okay. I take it you don't have them to them?
No.
Okay. I think it would be worth talking about, and I do support SOCA being added to the at-large members, but I would make the distinction that, to my knowledge, the other 4 constituency groups provide health services, which is part of why they're indicated here.
Sure. Governance committee could deal with that. Any other list? I know there was a couple, so let me just make sure.
There's currently 6 nominations.
So there's only 3 seats, and I believe there's 6. I didn't keep track of them, but did anyone keep track of all those lists?
Can I list,
Yes.
I'd like to list to amend to reduce the number of seats being elected today from 3 to 2. There's some ongoing discussions around specifically healthcare from
FMISA that I think would really benefit from having a voice on the committee from the beginning for FMISA, and I know the counselor isn't here, so we can't nominate them onto the committee. But I really want that voice on the committee from the get-go, and while we can change it at governance and then appoint later on, I think we need to have their voice there. I've been having some discussions with them already, and it's something that's come up a lot.
Just a quick,
Sass?
I'm not gonna be direct response. Wouldn't it be better if we just respond so as they can make their own decision when they do come, just so there's full clarity?
Direct response?
There's a lot of things going on with healthcare, and I'd like to be able to get the committee set up ASAP. I know it doesn't put us all in a great position, but this is one that we need movement on, as like I'm sure you remember from your executive term, the briefings you got on insurance, and the timeline puts us in a position where I don't want to talk too much because it gets into in-camera stuff, but
I fully understand that. My rationale is more like, if it's about the urgency, it would make more sense for there to be an at-large seat. Since even if we do the vote now, FNLISA wouldn't be included until the next voting week. On the other hand, if governance was to change policy and make it a large seat, then maybe it can be done sooner. That's just the way I see it. If in another case, we do the election today, we can fill up the 3 seats and governance can meet to change policy to add FNLISA as an at-large seat for us to fill out that requirement.
Can I list them anyway?
Yeah, go ahead.
There are 2 at-large seats on this for members as well. What I propose as a suggestion is that we can also, for just members of society as a whole, in this specific case, normally it goes to the nominations committee. Because changing policy at governance takes a month. Doing our election for the 3 and then appointing Chris as an at-large member of the committee with voting rights. Can I get clarification from staff on whether that is something that is appropriate to do with policy?
I think you can, but you'll still have to wait for the next meeting for the appointment of an at-large.
All right.
Just because like it's just the mindset here is just that like even if we do it today and we do save a seat, FMISA would definitely still not be on the committee and would not be a voting member either way.
Okay.
So it would be better for us to respond to the next council meeting.
Okay.
This is more just a general recommendation and then a particular call. If we are looking, especially with governance, at changing the construction of the committee, given the interest from other counselors and the current community importance, I would also suggest expanding the committee more broadly, like adding both counselor and non-counselor seats, just make it a bigger committee. I am getting the sense that we're starting to sort of sputter a little bit. I'm not going to right now, but I would like to suggest that someone maybe in a little bit, if not does, which is call the question. I do not call the question, but I am suggesting that perhaps the question should be called very soon.
ISSU list.
Yeah, I was actually just about to call a question because I just feel like it's an important conversation, but we're also like, it's been a pretty long meeting and I want to make sure we keep quorum.
Just to be sure, where are we calling the question on?
Whatever's happening, I want the conversation to be wrapped up, like in the nicest way, just because I feel like it's getting late and it's circling now.
Sam?
I move to postpone.
A second.
Any discussion?
When are we postponing this to?
Next meeting.
Is next meeting in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't this quite urgent to get rolling like the other committees? I mean, we can see other ways to get PINFA on this, instead of just postponing the committee forever.
Earliest we could get FINSA, F and MISA on the committee in the first place would be 2 weeks from now, so postponing it would have no material effect on getting F and MISA on the committee.
Okay. So. Yes, go ahead.
We can't have an emergency meeting for this, it's not advantage, no, okay, cool.
Any other discussion? I'm gonna seek unanimous consent to postpone this motion. Oh, if you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify.
I'll abstain.
I have a point of clarification, not to be a nerd about this. Technically, the question was called, so we must first ratify the calling of the question and respond to that before a motion to postpone can be enacted. Because ISSU did officially call the question.
ISSU, do you mind retracting your?
I've been texting Chris and he's willing to, he said he just got home and he's willing to join on if you guys need him to. So if you guys want to postpone it till later in the day, that's an option too.
I moved to go into a 5-minute recess.
I second.
Any discussions? Yes.
Just to clarify, ISSU, do you retract your calling of the question so that we do not have to resolve it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Seek unanimous consent to take a 5-minute break. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Please be back. Thank you. We're back from our 5 minutes. Again, my goal is to get you guys out of here by 8:30, so we might have to end up postponing some of the motions, but there's some critical ones I'm gonna get to. It's my understanding that Chris is present, so we could actually proceed with the elections for the student healthcare. Okay. Does anyone have a record of those people that have previously nominated themselves? If not, I could, again.
I think health science was one.
I know there was a couple.
There was a lot, there was 6.
Okay, I'll redo it again. If you want to list or nominate yourself for the healthcare committee, please do so now. I think someone already nominated Chris. Chris, do you accept?
Yes, I accept.
Thank you. I see a list from ISSU.
Nope, that's old.
So yes to chemistry.
What did you say, ISSU?
No.
Oh, okay. CSS? CSS?
Yes, I'd like to nominate Landy.
So it's Landy, Epanisa. HSU, SU self-nominates, Catherine self-nominates, UPKSA. VPKSA. Miriam?
Yes, I'm self-nominating.
Thank you. VP External. VP External self-nominates. Linguistics self-nominates. Anyone else? Last call. Self-nominated. Last call. Okay, so there are only 3 spots. And there are how many? And there are 7 of you guys. Okay, each person gets 1 minute. You don't have to, but if you want to, I will go in order of the nominations. First is FN Lisa. Would you like to give a 1-minute address as to why you're running and why you should get a spot, or would you decline?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, your 1 minute starts now.
As the FN MISA counselor and a representative of Indigenous students, many Indigenous students have had issues with the healthcare, including myself. And I think I would be good in this position to help alleviate some of the issues directly impacted by Indigenous students in regards to signing up and signing out of student healthcare.
Awesome, thank you, Chris. Next, what is that?
You get 25 seconds.
No, what does?
Oh, CSS.
CSS, would you like to give a 1 minute reason or do you decline? CSS? Oh, that's Landy. I'm guessing it's not present. Do you have anything for Landy or do you want us to just move on? No response. I will move on. What's the sus? Would you like to? Catherine, would you like to give a 1 minute?
Yes, I would like to give a 1 minute speech.
Time starts now.
Okay, to make this quick. Hi, my name's Catherine. I'm the SES counselor. I'm actually in a joint major in business and biochemistry right now. The reason for this joint major is I'm very interested in the intersection between science, healthcare, and its impacts on the economy. I'm currently doing my co-op as a business development in a healthcare consulting industry where we work with pharmaceuticals and their products to better understand the guidelines of the implications on the economies and the unmet needs and the healthcare burdens that this has on our overall economy. Furthermore, as visibly, I am a woman. I'm also a visible racial minority, though maybe not in Burnaby or in Richmond. And I'm also part of the LGBTQ community. And I care very heavily about any sort of healthcare issues that impact trans people, about women's abortion rights, healthcare rights. And I want to be able to take the experience that I've learned in my school and my co-op and apply it to do better and be more transparent and educate everyone in SFU and the SFU community.
5 seconds.
To provide a student healthcare plan that benefits everyone as best as possibly can.
Thank you. Next, we have HSSU. Would you like to give a 1 minute address?
Yeah, definitely.
Time starts now.
Okay. Hey guys, my name's Ron. I'm the health sciences counselor. I think just basing on the fact my entire major is really surrounded only about health. The only things we learn about is just human anatomy and how healthcare really works and should work and all the challenges that really comes with it. Like the other counselors really mentioned about really the marginalized groups that really exist in SFU and their access to healthcare. I think it's very important. And as me personally, as an international student, when I first came over here, especially in like first or second year, the health issues I faced, honestly, it was very tough to really understand the student healthcare plan. And I would say there's some definite improvements that really need to be done in that regard. And I think my background and just my general interest and experiencing all the challenges with the student healthcare system on campus that I've faced, I think I can bring a very good perspective.
Time's up.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
BPKSA, would you like a 1 minute address or would you decline?
Yes, I'll take it.
Your time starts.
All right. Hi, my name is Mariam. I'm the BPKSA counselor for SFS. As you know, biomedical physiology and kinesiology has a lot to do with health, and all we talk about is the human body. Also, as a BPKSA counselor, I represent a lot of the student athletes, which are in kinesiology, which really rely on the healthcare that SFU provides. I myself have been in multiple advisory councils with BC Children's Hospital, and I have a really deep understanding of the intricacies within our healthcare system and how we need to be more accessible for different bodies and different skin tones, different colors. So I'm very involved in BC's system to begin with. So I think I could be a really good add-on to this council. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Right on time.
LSU.
Logistics, are you gonna take the 1 minute?
But before I begin, can I just ask where's the microphone and can I do a voice check with the Zoom so that I know they can hear me?
I think so. The microphone is right there.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I have a lot of experiences and awareness regarding the inequity and injustices regarding the healthcare. I also have some advices. I am currently taking services with the PHSA, which is the BC Transcare. I've also taken courses and research regarding the indigenous injustices in accessing health services. I have been taking services with the Foundry. I am a newcomer, and I also know the hardships it takes trying to access healthcare as a refugee. I've been to 4 universities, and I have accessed the student union insurance. So, and I also have history with dentists, so I've used that a lot. So I know the ins and outs. I also watched the documentary Sicko by Michael Moore, and he talks a lot about Blue Cross and not good things. I want to say that. Thank you.
Oh, awesome, thank you. VP External, would you take the 1 minute or?
Yeah.
Your time starts now.
Hi, everyone. I am VP External, but before that, I used to be part of the Disability Neurodiversity Alliance, where I was really pushing on the Student Healthcare Committee to get started. I am disabled. I have ADHD. I constantly use these services, use the medications that are provided through our healthcare plan. I am also an international student, so I cannot survive without these services. I really need them to work. I want to be on there because not only do I care about the healthcare that we get, but also because I'm an international student, but also a business student, and I understand the deficit that we're currently in. And I have ideas on how I can make it better. I also sit on the SFU's Accessibility Committee currently, and I'm working on SFU's accessibility plan in the coming year. So I feel like I have tons of experience in that department. I've also been on multiple universities and access their healthcare plans.
I was just giving you a countdown. You have 5
Yes,
seconds.
so do have those experiences.
Awesome, thank you. I hope everyone was able to listen in on that. Now we move on to a vote. So there are 3 spots. How are we gonna do this?
It's, you go call attendance and then they state their 3 candidates. And then it's top 3, if there's a tie, it goes to the tiebreaker.
Okay. Adriano,
We have the full list listed in the chat.
Yeah.
of the candidates?
Yeah.
In order of presentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it possible Cindy can just like list like the current counselors and share the screen?
I am.
Yeah, currently happening.
Yeah.
And then
Thank you.
That's LFD.
Yes, not undergraduate society.
Okay.
And there's.
That's you. What else do you know, I'll say?
Oh,
sorry, that's what I sure.
What is it?
LSU.
So yes, the order is in the chat. That's the order people presented in. So hopefully that helps you remember. I will start with applied sciences. Computer science, please let us know what your choices are.
Do I say the student society names or the names of the people?
Student society would be best.
Okay, FNMISA. Wait, is it 3 picks or 5?
3.
Oh yeah, cool. Okay, FNM, ISA, CSS, and SAS.
Did you get that? Okay, engineer?
Yeah, so FN, MISA, CSS, and SAS. It was 3, right?
Yes, thank you. Microtronics?
I abstain.
You abstain?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Information normally for extensions, it means that you don't have enough information.
Do you not have enough information to decide? Just to clarify.
Yeah, I don't have enough information.
Cool. Software systems,
SUS, BPK, SA, and LSU.
stats,
FN MISA, science undergrads and the VP external.
cognitive science, cognitive science. Moving on, CRIM,
FN MISA, SAS, VP external.
econ, econ. Moving on, English,
FN MISA, CSS, and SUS.
thank you, GSWS,
BBKSA, FN MISA, and LSU.
thank you, Indigenous Studies,
FN MISA, VP external, and LSU.
you. ISSA,
I'll ask some help just to be sure what's the last three to present. So with external, LSU, and LSA. The last three people to
it's the
present.
last three people, that's who you're gonna vote for?
Yeah.
So it's BP, KSA, LSU, and BP external. Thank you. Labor studies? Labor studies,
I think they don't know.
linguistics,
FN MISA, VP external, and HSU.
also you could vote for yourself.
Then, can I change my?
Yes.
FN MISA, VP external, and LSU.
Philosophy,
I vote for FNMISA, SAS, and VP external.
thank you. Political science. Poli-sci,
FMISA, VP external, and SAS.
thank you. Bass,
FN MISA, SAS, and external.
thank you. Interactive arts,
FN MISA, SAS, and external.
education,
FN MISA, SAS, and BPK.
ESSU. Sorry, I think you said it was ESS.
You said external?
No, I said FN MISA, SAS, and BPK.
Environmental science,
FN MISA, SAS, and LSU.
archaeology,
FN MISA, SAS, and VP external.
geography,
Linguistics, VP external, and FinSA.
HSUSU,
FN MISA, SAS, and HSUSU.
SAS,
I would cast my votes for SAS, FN MISA, and external.
thank you. BNSS, behavioral neuroscience,
Yeah, I'll go with SUS, HSUSU, and BPSA.
wait, who was that?
DSSS data science rep.
No, I said behavioral science, neuroscience.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay,
Who just voted?
that was data science.
Okay, don't count data sets again, I just recorded them.
Biomed,
FN MISA, SAS, and BPKSA.
thank you. Earth science, earth science. Moving on, molecular biology,
SAS, FN, MISA, and external.
DNA is not present. FN Misa,
FN MISA, SAS, and VP external.
Soka, Soka. Women's Center,
I'll do FN MISA, SAS, and BPKSA.
thank you. I believe RHA left. SF
I will vote for FN MISA, SAS, and external.
VP internal,
FN MISA, SAS, and VP external.
VP finance,
FN MISA, SAS, and external.
VP university,
Same, FN MISA, VP external and SAS.
VP external,
FN MISA, SAS and external.
VP equity,
FN MISA, SAS, and external.
VP events,
FN MISA, SAS, and external.
and then myself, VP external, SAS, and FN MISA. I think that is everyone. Just give us a second.
Unmistakably, FN MISA, SAS, and external.
Okay, results says it's FN MISA, SAS, and VP external. So I will move to congratulations. I will move to amend the be it resolved clause and change to be it resolved to elect FN MISA, SAS counselor, and VP external to serve on the Student Healthcare Committee for the 2024-2025 council term. I move. Seconder, VP University second. Any discussion on this? Seeing none, amendment, I'm going to seek unanimous consent for the amendment. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Seeking unanimous consent for the motion itself. Any discussion? Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Thank you. Congratulations again. Now moving on to new business. I'm just gonna do 3 of them, and then the rest will be postponed to the next meeting. First one is University and Academic Affairs Committee. Whereas terms of reference in bylaw 7.4 to 7.13 highlights the committee's duty to address student concern, ensure transparency, and engage with society membership, including respecting Indigenous governance principles. Whereas there are 5 seats available, be resolved to elect councilors A, B, C, D, and E to serve on the University and Academic Affairs Committee for the 2024-2025 council term. I move. I need a seconder. VP University second. Floor is open for discussions and nominations.
Let's have self-nominate.
VPK, sorry. MVP self-nominates. Internal.
I'd like to nominate CSSS.
CSSS, do you accept?
Sorry, could you explain what this is for again?
This is for the VP University and Academics Committee.
I decline.
CSSS declines. Rishu, and then.
I would like to nominate PSSU, CSA, SAS, and VP external.
VP external, do you accept? PSSU, do you accept?
I accept.
You say CSA? Yeah. CSA, do you accept?
Yes.
And what was the last one?
SAS.
SAS, do you accept? Yes. Any other list? Oh. Any other, no?
I think, yeah.
How many was that?
How many seats are there?
There is 5 seats.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, I'm guessing no one else is gonna nominate, so just, oh, HSUSU?
I just wanted to ask, how many seats are there? So 5, is it already filled?
There's 5 seats and there's already 5 people. But again, if you want to nominate, we'll go to an election.
Yeah, no, I don't want to go to election again. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you. So I will strike the current be resolved and have it read be resolved to elect. Do you have the list?
Yep.
To elect
External,
VP external,
MBB,
MBB counselor,
PSSU,
PSSU counselor,
CSA.
CSA counselor, and SUS counselor. To serve on the University and Academic Affairs Committee for the 2024-2025 council term. I move. I need a seconder. VP University seconds. Floor is open for discussion. Seeing none. Amendment seeking unanimous consent for the amendment. Seeing none. Amendments carried. Seeking unanimous consent for the motion. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none. Motion is carried unanimously. Congratulations. Next, I will do Space Oversight Committee, and then I will do the Accessibility Committee, and then that'll be it for today. Yes.
Just a quick motion to extend the meeting to 8:45 p.m.
Point of information. Council meetings go 4 hours from the time that they are called. This was called at 5:30, meaning we have to extend after 9:30.
Oh, it's just like the reminder that's put out says to 8:30, just want to be sure.
Okay.
Cindy?
Well, the council policy say
Correct.
30 to, 8:30, so because we changed it.
It would still, so we're good. Whereas per bylaw 7 and articles 18.3 to 18.17, the Space and Oversight Committee is tasked with managing SFSS space acquisition, maintenance, and expansion. Whereas article 18.8 to 18.17 specify the committee's duties, including overseeing space expansion, managing improvement projects, and ensuring policy compliance, emphasizing meticulous planning and governance in space management. Whereas there are 3 seats available for members of council, be resolved to elect Councillor A, B, and C to serve on SPLOC for council term 2024-2025. I move. I need a seconder. Aaron Sass second. Floor is open for list and discussions. Sass.
CSA.
Oh, sorry.
I nominate the Phil counselor.
Do you accept?
I do accept.
Phil accepts. Adriana?
I have really pedantic point of information just because it was said explicitly. The meeting technically is going until 9:41 because the meeting was called at 5:41, not 5:30.
Okay. Geography, go ahead.
Self-nominate.
Self-nominates.
I'd like to nominate the CSA council.
CSA, do you accept?
CSA?
Yes.
No.
VP internal is already on.
External, that's.
VP external.
Oh, yes. Do you accept? Yes. Okay.
How many more?
There's 3 seats and I believe there's already,
3 people.
yes, so there could be one more if you guys wanna go to elections. Okay. Okay. Yep. VP internal.
Quick point of information, is Vancouver committee on the agenda?
It is, but it will be postponed to the next meeting.
Let me nominate the business counselor.
Bass, do you accept?
I accept.
Awesome. Anyone else? Seeing none, you all will get 1 minute to tell us why you should be on this committee. Starting with, what was the order? Phil, Geo, VP external. Okay, 1 minute to, would you like to take the 1 minute? Or, okay, Phil, council, we have 1 minute starting, did you do a timer? Go ahead.
Hi, I'm I'm the philosophy counselor, and I'd like to join the Space Oversight Committee because I like space. No, in all seriousness, I served on this committee for the last 2 years, acting as its vice chair. I'm quite passionate about working with the building committee and about making sure that our space is well utilized, both equitably and enjoyably. And would like to continue ensuring that the Space Oversight Committee, as well as the Build SFU Fund, is adequately used to providing lots of cool things for all of our students, including our common spaces and the sun.
Awesome, thank you. I said Berg, yes, it will be postponed to the next meeting, but the accessibility committee motion will take place. That is it. Next, I believe
Is GSU.
GSU, you have 1 minute starting now.
The only space I like is outer space, that's okay. But I wanted to be on this committee because I know how transformative a space can be for any group, just with how the GSU has done it. And I think I've shown interest before in managing space. And I'd like to get a more intimate knowledge of rooms around campus and the SFSS owns, which I think is quite cool. And be like, I know that room. So, but yeah, space is very important to any fledgling club or union. So, yeah.
Thank you. Next is, I believe, VP External. Would you like to tell us, or do you want the 1 minute? Sure. Starting now.
I'm interested in the space oversight committee because I come from a faculty in business. There's currently no representation of faculty of business on the sub. I feel like I've seen how it's helped FAS and SAS be a better community within campus. I also understand the lack of space within our sub, so I would like to be part of those discussions and maybe voice my concerns where I can. 30 seconds back, okay. Yeah, really passionate about spaces on campus. I do love outer space too. And yeah, that's it.
Awesome, thank you. And then Bass, would you like your 1 minute or would you postpone?
Sure, I can do that now. So over the past council year, when I did join a little bit later, I oversaw the campaign for BAS to get a common room space in the sub. Seeing that that's not super possible, we were looking for external options, and I do feel that I would be best suited for this role to learn all of the intricacies and rules that this committee has, and then also just support my faculty and other faculties that don't have a common room space or just even a space on campus find their spaces, and keep those spaces open for all students to explore those faculties, not just business students for a business space. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. I think that is it. Now we're back.
Quick POI, is SPOC advisory or executive?
What do you mean?
Do they like advise, do they like bring proposals to council or can they change them on their own?
I believe it has to come to council.
Okay.
Sindhu?
We can approve up to $10,000.
Oh.
Oh, there, okay.
Do you want to get on this?
Yes, if I could.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
You have 1 minute.
Hi, my name is Nina. The specific reason why I wanted to join now, understanding the position a little better, is I come from an interior design background at BCIT prior to joining SFU. And as a person who already is a part of a student society that has designated spaces, I would feel that I come with a relatively unbiased perspective, as I would like to incorporate more communal spaces in the sub for other societies than trying to propose my own society's agendas. Okay, that's.
Thank you. Okay, I think we will move to a vote now. I could put the order in the chat. Could you put it out, Jill? It should be Bill.
Phil, GSU, VP External, us, and then Archaeology Student Society.
It's asked.
External, Bass, and yes, yeah. Wait, yeah. Okay, I will start. I will start with computer science.
I'll
Also, please
accept.
let us know it's gonna be 3 people. Yeah.
I accept, or I vote for Phil, VPX, and Bass.
Thank you. Engineering?
I vote for VPX, BASS, and Archaeology Student Society.
Microtronics?
I vote for archaeology.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Software systems?
I vote for Phil, VPX, and Bass.
Thank you. SAS,
Phil, VPX and Bass.
COGS. Cognitive science. Okay, criminology.
Phil, VPX, and Bass.
Econ. Econ. Moving on, English.
Phil, VPX, and archaeology.
Thank you. GSWS.
Phil, Bass, and archaeology.
Thank you. Indigenous studies.
Phil, Bass, and archaeology.
Thank you. International studies.
Philosophy, Bass, and ASS, archaeology.
Labor studies. Labor studies. Moving on, linguistics.
Phil, GSU, and archaeology.
Phil. Phil.
Oh, I vote for PSU, AS and VP external.
So for your information, there's no PSU on the list.
It's Phil.
We are both PSU.
No, it's so that's you, bro.
Poli-sci.
I vote for Bass, GSU, and Archaeology Student Society.
Bass.
I vote for Phil, VP External, and Bass.
Interactive arts.
I vote for Phil, external, and Bass.
Thank you. Education.
Phil, Bass, and archaeology.
Environmental science.
Philosophy, GSU, and archaeology.
Thank you. Archaeology.
Phil, GSU, and AS.
Geography.
Geography.
On information, what were your votes again?
Sorry, but philosophy, geography, and archaeology.
Geography.
Archaeology, geography, and Bass.
Health science.
Archaeology and VP external.
Sus. Sus. Sus.
Most likely typing.
Okay. Okay, I'll move on. Behavioral neuroscience. Moving on, BSU. Biology. Biomed.
GSU, Bass, and archaeology.
Q, data science.
VP external, Bass, and archaeology.
Earth science. Earth science. MBB.
Phil, Bass, and AS.
FM Lisa.
Phil, Bass, and Ass.
Are you doing it for the funny or the?
It's their names.
Soka. I think Soka, right? Women's Center. Catherine.
I'll do Ashley or Phil, GSU, and archaeology.
Thank you. Sus says Phil, Bass, and external. SF
VP external, AS, and Bass.
Thank you. Internal.
We'll go Phil, Bass, and Ass.
VP Finance.
Phil, Bass, and external.
VP University.
Ashley Flat, VP external, and business BS.
Simmer, what was your last vote?
It was for Ashley, like Phil, Bass, and external.
Thank you. Rishu, sorry, go again.
Bass, VP external, and Ashley.
External.
Phil, Bass, and AS.
Equity.
Phil, GSU, and archaeology.
VP events,
Phil, external, and Bass.
thank you. Archaeology, Bass, and Phil.
What was yours again?
Archaeology, Bass, and Phil.
Yep.
I think that's it.
I feel like if Phil Bass and ass win, we should make a slogan and say Phil a Bass ass. I think that's really go all in on the.
Well, we have two ties,
Change my vote.
but no, it works, it still works, but Phil and Bass was exactly tied at 55. And then, archaeology also gets on, so it was Phil, Bass, and archaeology. So be it resolved to, I move to change the be it resolved clause to say be it resolved to elect philosophy counselor, Bass counselor, and archaeology counselor to serve on SPOC for the council term of 2024-2025. I move, anyone second? University seconds. Any discussion on this? Seeing none, seeking unanimous consent for the amendment. Seeing none, which is amendments carried, seeking unanimous consent for the motion itself. Who abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, the motion is carried unanimously. I move to postpone all other new business items to the next council meeting.
Wait, what if we just adjourn the meeting and then the new business will become old business instead of postponing?
No, you have to postpone.
Yeah, because it's already on the agenda.
Okay.
Just clarification, which are the remaining?
So there is HR and personnel, equity and sustainability, BIOPOC. Accessibility.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna do accessibility because Chloe wanted that one done. It's only one seat though, so.
Thank you. We just have to start the committee to access like finances for their services, so it really does have to get done ASAP.
I'll do it quickly. There's only one seat, so. Whereas per SO 11.5, the selection of student at-large members and counselors for this committee shall be prioritized to students with lived experiences, whereas there's one seat available for a member of council, be resolved to elect counselor. I don't know why it says D. D to serve on the accessibility committee for the 2024-2025 council term. I move. SAS seconds was open for lists. Chatranch, I don't know if that's for this motion.
Oh, no, I retract.
Okay. Internal?
Not self-nomination.
VP internal, nominate himself. Issue?
I think I'm on this committee, can I retract?
What?
Accessibility.
Like leave the committee?
Yeah.
No, that's not when you do that.
It'll be handled internally in.
Wait, did we already put some people last week?
Yes, we did.
Ah, I see. Go ahead.
External.
Do you accept?
For
Accessibility.
I'm not on there.
Not on there now.
Do you accept?
If you accept that retract.
I mean, if you're seating time, I think in good conscience, this needs to be filled now, and there needs to be full seats, so accessibility committee can go forwards. I have to indicate interest regardless, but I think it should be filled right now.
Sindhu, who's on the committee right now? My laptop is dead.
Right now, it's always the chair, the DNA counselor, Vishu, and MBE.
Technically, we could take two people since he's gonna leave the committee.
Question.
Yes.
Does, do constituency groups get an automatic voting seat on that?
Only DNA.
Right. I accept.
Okay.
Wait,
Anyone?
sorry, quick point of information.
Yep.
Can't committee resignations be handled in council?
It could, I mean, I'm sure it could, but we're in the middle of a motion to put people on. So
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like, we could do the motion, put in one, and then we could just amend, we choose motion to leave the committee.
Let's do that at a different point. No, point of information. I think it's best because we need to have this committee function, that we do that at a later point.
No, that's, I'm just saying like in case, just so we're still within policy, we can just quickly do reshoot votes and take them off now, so there's 2 seats. So it can be amended. So we're still within policy, now we can put 2 seats on.
Okay, so I'm gonna only
Yeah.
take one, since you're interested, that gives you a chance to compete for it next meeting. So do you wanna retract or do you two wanna, yes, go ahead.
I retract my nomination.
Okay, anyone else interested in this?
For 2 seats or 1 seat?
There's gonna be another seat that opens next meeting, because he's gonna leave.
Is it okay if I retract my nominate?
Yes, it is. So you retract, do you self-nominate? Anyone else? Okay, I'm gonna amend the be resolved clause to now read, be resolved to elect LSU. Yeah, LSU counselor to serve on the accessibility committee for the 2024-2025 council term. I move. Krim seconds, any discussion on this? Saying none, seeking unanimous consent to amend this. Motion carried. Seeking unanimous consent for the entire motion. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Again, next meeting would be, I believe, Vancouver again. Fire Park, equity and sustainability, HR and personnel. And I believe that is, and external would be the next motions left. And that is it. I will also move to postpone our in-camera to the next meeting as well.
Wait, have we voted on that?
Oh, I second the postponement.
Yes, any abstentions? Seeing none, seeking unanimous consent to postpone our in-camera to next meeting. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. We do not have, well, is there any questions? Oh, Shatranj?
Yeah, I just wanted to know if nominating committee was done last time and it
believe
was
so.
accepted?
Yes, it was done last week.
Thank you.
Yep.
So today was our first in-person hybrid council meeting. This is the first iteration of it. First meeting, it's gonna have its growing pains. Just want to get some quick feedback from people, immediate, just if anyone has any first thoughts from the people online and in person, how has this experience been this week?
Yep, I'll say it was a great experience seeing everybody in person. It's definitely more engaging, definitely less tiring, at least for me. So yeah, hopefully more people can show up next time.
Andrew?
It lightens up the atmosphere and it's put a face to a name. Extremely, it went from very dull to very fun.
Did you have something?
Oh, yeah, I would just like to say that it was a great experience at all. I think it's way easier for us to identify which are the goals of each one, and also know who to like, who to hate. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that works for some of people. Anyway, thank you for making that happen.
Of course, go ahead.
I really like being able to meet everyone in person because staring at a black screen is no fun. But my only thing, and this is just a small thing, I'm not expecting it to be changed, is that this room is really, really stuffy. Like when you open the door and step outside, it's like, yeah, you feel the difference. So like, I don't know if we're gonna, like, this is our official room or what, I don't know, but like something with more ventilation and no offense, the smell.
Yeah, I know that thing's broken, so that's gonna be some things we're gonna also have to fix. Cindy?
Yeah, no, I think the reasons why we chose this room is just because of the video conferencing. Yeah, like ideally, if everyone was in person, we would have like a bigger space or something else where I went.
Yes. I saw someone, linguistics, then external.
It's the same thing. It was like, it's nice because there's options for whoever can online, but the room could have some improvements for more ventilation.
Yes. So,
would space oversight be dealing with making the big boardroom conference room accessible?
That could be space oversight. However, I think there are a number of options that we could do that are affordable.
Yeah. Is there anything else? I'll read what's online, then I'll go to you. Evan says, I liked it. I think keeping hybrid is important, though. Works is very, but yeah, there's no reason for it to not be hybrid. I think it makes total sense and it works smoothly. Thank you.
Overall, I really like the format and structure. I think one thing that was requested for individual motions, but I would love to see it as part of the meeting more broadly, is for the motions and relevant information to be pasted in the chat at the beginning of every motion.
Yes. Anything else? Yes.
Just, sorry, one last
Yes.
thing, one thing kind of related to what that person, sorry, I forget who you are, just said is, like sometimes also if things are pasted in the chat, if there's a way like for us to have it like in-person people, because we're not in the Zoom, because like if it's pasted in the chat, then you can't really see it.
You should have the agenda, but I don't know if you're referring to like.
But I
other,
mean, today there was like
extra
all the
details.
changes, yeah,
Okay.
like those things, I mean.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna suggest, because I know for the execs, like we just put the Zoom on our device and we did our devices to see the chat, so I think that's the easiest way to deal with that particular problem.
Rishi?
Yeah, I was just, a question that we could probably just like get printed out agendas. That's.
I'd like to bring up the point that even for last meeting, we had so many technical difficulties, so all of us having our Zooms open, I don't think even having a hybrid would be possible. What I would suggest is, yes, we can still do a hybrid, and potentially if we're gonna be making changes, at least if we can run the boards, or even have like another agenda that we are screen sharing, that we are making active changes on, so at least we're all on the same page, because otherwise, again, I agree, there's totally miscommunication, and we're all kind of missing things. But we have the boards, might as well use them.
Another possible suggestion, if people were interested in it, is we could have like a sort of like laminated glossary of common terms that we use without really thinking about it.
Direct response.
Direct response. We have one thing that I did forget to bring down for this meeting, but I can bring down for the next one, is in the exec storage, there are name tags for everyone that has Robert's rules printed on the back side of them, and they're laminated, you can write your name on the front of them. So I can bring them down for the next one. They were used pre-COVID, and I think those would be good to bring back.
Anything else? Okay, we do not have announcement.
I have a question. Sorry, do we have next week, the first meeting to like development?
Yes, so maybe an announcement next week is also mandatory. There will be a div session. I don't know if the title or what it's about has been confirmed, but is it confirmed?
This from City.
Yeah, so we're still waiting on the external facilitators to confirm, but we're hoping to do one either on governance one-on-one, counselors as managers, and a society's act one. So whether or not all of those will be next week or just partially, we're still waiting to confirm. We'll send you more details.
Yep.
The next couple will still be mandatory for all counselors. I know it is a little bit more time, but this gives you critical information on how this organization runs and how it governs in relation to specific pieces that will affect us over the year. So it's really good context to have as a counselor and will help you in performing your fiduciary duties and in representing your students.
Sindhu?
Yeah, and to further clarify, this is just going to be replacing the onboarding that was previously like 2 to 3 full days. So we're just trying to break it down into pieces, and that's why we're adding with the mandatory.
Added to that, that's why it's mandatory. It is an onboarding session, so yeah. I saw this first and then I'll come to you.
Okay, mine is a suggestion, but I imagine that it will be held in one of those sessions. I was hoping to get more information on general finances of the SFSS. So how is structured, organized, how to appeal. I know we saw a little bit of that on the course on Canvas, but it's not the same thing. Like I believe we can know way more about the functionalities in general, and I think that's important for the council. So if it's not being held right now or expected to be something around that, I would just like to register as a request.
We could definitely make it one of the day sessions, just to give you more context about that. Is this a direct response? No. Go ahead.
If you've done the onboarding before, can you skip?
Cindy?
Guys, come on, come hang out, come on.
I think the student exec had a different, and council had a different type / lack of onboarding, so it will not be the same.
So the answer simply put is you still have to attend, even though you're a past counselor. If it's
Just want to clarify, you're saying finances as in like funding and you're funding for DSUs and how that process works?
That was on the canvas. I was hoping for a more general, like how it's structured, how it's divided, where it comes from, all of that. Especially, I don't know if there's something around that already, but it's general finances, not only clubs applications at all.
So we have to approve our budget soon, so in the next 2 meetings, there'll be a budget breakdown, that might help you as well.
No, I don't.
Final approval is coming back to council, so I'm hoping Simmer could also give more context on the budgets and things like that, so that might also approve.
Wait, just.
Yeah, so yeah, the budget is technically due the last council meeting of June, so the 26th, and then hopefully we can have discussions regarding it if you guys want to put your inputs in. I will be talking to the finance coordinators and a couple of execs based on that budget right now, but you guys will be seeing it within the month. And other than that, if you want to just see the general financials, they'll be on the website. They're actually publicly available if you just want to see last year's.
Thank you. Sam?
Just to clarify, yes, you can join virtually. It is important to attend though, very important.
It's still going to be hybrid.
Still gonna be hybrid. We do want you all there. That's why we're making sure it's hybrid.
Anything else?
Just make sure there's no mixed messaging. We really do need you guys there.
Okay. I do not see anything else. I'm going to move to adjournment.
60 seconds.
He hasn't moved it yet. Yo, wait your turn, boy.
Come on. Be it resolved to adjourn the meeting at 8:57 PM. I move.
Intern.
I got this.
SAS. Seeking unanimous consent, if you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion to